What is a warrior? What is strength? And what does it mean to have true power? For years, I've always thought about what it takes to make a person strong. Maybe it's going to the gym, or constantly studying to be smarter than the person next to you. Or actually, maybe it's not that deep. Wait. No. There's definitely more to it than this. Strength can be interpreted in many different ways, and truthfully, being strong is just that, whatever you make it out to be. But when I think about strength, I always go back to the moments when I was a kid. Staying up late to watch anime on Adult Swim, I always gravitated towards the one with crazy fight scenes. You know, the ones that had all the action in it. But the ones that always stood out the most to me were the samurai. What is a samurai? Textbook definition. The samurai were members of the Japanese warrior class. They were renowned for their martial skills, adherence to strict code of honor and loyalty to their lords, otherwise known as daimyo. Samurai were both warriors and officials, often holding significant social and political influence. And come to think of it, there's so much more to what it means to be a samurai and what makes them so strong. Samurai come in all shapes and sizes with different customs, techniques, ideologies, and beliefs. There are so many different archetypes when it comes to the samurai, but there's one thing that they can all relate to. That one special code that can make them samurai. The code of Bushido. This one word lies at the very heart of what it means to be a samurai. In simple terms, it means a feudal military Japanese code of behavior valuing honor above life itself. Honor, the very ink that occupies the pen, the needle that fills out the thread, everything that encompasses the structure of what makes a warrior a samurai. Having the quality of knowing and doing what's morally right. Being able to fulfill an obligation or keep a promise, the very backbone of what it means to be a samurai. Yeah, that's the source of their strength, right? Wait, then what about Samurai Champloo is a breath of fresh air when it comes to the samurai genre. Known for its unique blend of hip-hop culture with dynamic action in a historical setting. There's three main protagonists that push the story along, but I really want to highlight just one. Mugen is the polar opposite of what the average samurai stands for. He doesn't give a damn about Bushido or having a moral compass. He's impulsive, unpredictable, and kind of a dumbass to be honest. But he's definitely a samurai. Maybe an unorthodox one, but one nonetheless. I mean, even when I think about how he fights, it's like a mixture of traditional swordsmanship with breakdancing and a little bit of capoeira mixed in there. Not only does his style make his movements unpredictable, it also makes it difficult for his opponents to counterattack him. Mugen fights like a wild dog, but he still overcame some of the most formidable adversaries within the series, relying on fierce determination and just survival instincts alone, making Mugen one of the strongest and most memorable samurai within anime. Now that's more like it. Yeah, Mugen is definitely strong, but that can't be all there is to being a samurai. Nah, there's definitely more. There's Rurouni Kenshin is a story about redemption. A once brutally savage warrior known as Battleside, Manslayer, vows to change his ways and never kill again. The main protagonist, Kenshin Homura, tries to become the complete opposite of his previous self. He wields a reverse blade sword that can only knock out his opponents while he fights to protect the helpless. Now the real question is, what actually makes Kenshin Homura so special when it comes to being a samurai? Having the will to change is extremely admirable, especially when that change is a complete 180 to what you previously used to be. But no one said change is going to be easy, and that's exactly what I want to highlight when it comes to Kenshin. On many occasions, ghosts from Kenshin's past show up to settle the score for the bloodshed the Manslayer caused. Hardships and harm's way visited Kenshin and his loved ones often. See, now this causes Homura to constantly tiptoe the line between going back to his old self or taking the high road. This right here is what makes Kenshin Homura so special when it comes to being a samurai. See, his strength lies in him staying loyal to his path of redemption, no matter how many hurdles find their way in front of him, ultimately having the strength to carry that weight and still move. Kenshin Himura is the embodiment of the spirit, having the unwavering will of a true samurai. I guess anime taught me a lot about samurai, but you know, I wouldn't mind diving a bit deeper. Maybe manga? Vagabond is a story about enlightenment, with themes such as the philosophy of martial arts, the very nature of conflict and violence, personal growth, while in search for the meaning of life itself. I'm not gonna lie to you, this is like the samurai Bible if one ever existed. The protagonist, Musashi Miyamoto, who is also known for being the most famous samurai in history, is adapted in this series. Now, what I really want to highlight is Miyamoto's character development and why that's so important to what makes him a samurai. At the start of it all, Miyamoto is a completely different person entirely. As a young man, he was a savage warrior whose only focus was to become the strongest, wreaking havoc in every battle he participated in, ultimately reinforcing the reflection of his adolescence. He had a harsh upbringing and became a true product of his own environment. With aspirations to break free from these tendencies, he had goals to become the most feared and powerful swordsman in Japan. The desire of obtaining strength and recognition is all he sought after, but the only way to truly make this a reality was by defeating other skilled warriors. This violent behavior seemed to be the only path to power for him. He isn't a bad guy, just more of a deeply flawed character. A change definitely needed to happen, and luckily for Takezo, it did. As the story progressed, a profound journey started to unfold, ultimately leading to change the life of the young man forever, meeting key figures that played an important role in his life, forcing him to confront his own limitations and flaws. And through that humbling process, Takezo realizes humility. As he steers away from a path of senseless violence, he began to seek out a different kind of growth, not just physically. He needed something that came from deep within, seeking to understand the meaning of life. Conflict and his own existence became a central theme. Takezo finally breaks free from the shackles of his previous environment. This shift in his life has led him to adopt a new name, Musashi Miyamoto. Understanding, self-improvement, enlightenment. He becomes more introspective and philosophical, seeking meaning and mastery beyond just the sword. He begins to develop emotional maturity, learning to control his impulses. He becomes more thoughtful, more deliberate in his actions, valuing compassion, becoming open to relationships, and understanding the importance of the bonds forged on his journey. Honor, respect, words that were once foreign now house themselves within him. No longer lacking spiritual depth, the once conflicted young man is free to value life. Perhaps the meaning of life is the journey itself. Having the strength to change everything. Mind, body, the soul of a true warrior, a samurai.